Well, hello everybody. This is Speed Curves. Stand by one moment. All right. Hello everybody, this is Speed Curves, and happy to be here with you today at Suzuka. So we have a final here today at Suzuka Circuit. It's going to be the RBHM TTT3 final. This is round 9, so it is the last race day of this very exciting and fun series. We are again in the 90s era cars. And we have the points lined up for you, the top 3, and in the case of the AM class, the top 4. There is a battle that is going on for the second place because all 3 drivers could really win second place in that AM class. So we'll go over that shortly here. It's going to be an exciting race day, and I'm really looking forward to calling it. We have rain in the forecast. So lots of rain. I do think we're going to have some dry track as well. But we got 3 races. Each race is going to be 9 laps long. This will be challenging for every driver. So because it's the 3rd race in this 90s era, we have a whole lot of different PIs on the grid. So that's going to be... Let's see if I can get my controller to work here. All right, there we go. Now we're spectating. It's going to be pretty exciting because we got rain, we got different cars, a whole bunch of different cars with different PIs, and we got 2 classes on track. So multi-class racing today. We got AM class along with the pro class. So some of our drivers couldn't make it today, but we still have a pretty full grid of 19 drivers, and it's going to make for a lot of fun, especially if we see any backmarker traffic at the latter stage of the race. So before we get started, let's talk about our points for the pro class. It's going to be RBHM GT coming in at 1,213 points, followed by LMP Crispy at 1146. So he's quite a ways back, but you never know. And 3rd place in that pro class is going to be AXR Scarhand at 1113. So he is somewhat within striking distance of Crispy for that 2nd place spot, but we'll have to wait and see. And then you got notable mention LMP Ranger at 1084. So he'll do everything he can to strike today for a final podium finish in the series. So AM class, we got Shaggy, RBHM Shaggy at 1217, followed by RBHM Wild at 1168 points. And then AXR Madness at 1142 in a deadlock tie with ETR Jello also at 1142. The interesting thing today is that Madness and Jello have different PI cars. So Madness with a slight advantage today, coming in at 664 PI, as his challenger ETR Jello is going to be 654. So Madness with a 10 PI advantage there. So locked horns on points coming into today, but Madness with the slight advantage on points. So we'll see how these 2 get along today. Again, we do have rain in the forecast, so you're going to have to be real careful and get your driving line correct. So I want to welcome all my viewers. Thanks for showing up to the stream, and I hope you enjoy this this race today. So we're going to see the AM class get off the line first, followed by the pro class, and the represented by the red will be pro class, and represented in the blue will be the AM class. So I was able to do a few laps with the guys earlier in practice, and find just how slippery it is out there in the rain. So I expect to see some mistakes made today. Pretty normal things that you would expect when the conditions are changing. So we'll see how it goes. Let's take a quick look at the race setup. So it looks like we're going to have thunderclouds at the start of the race, and then rain thunder followed by summer drizzle. So the first part of the race should be dry, just a little overcast and some clouds. So I expect to see full pace out of these guys until we start seeing some of that drizzle come down. So let's talk a little bit about the track conditions today and the track itself. It's a 3.613 course circuit, and in kilometers that's going to be, looks like 5.8 kilometers. So I got a couple passing zones today that I'm going to be looking for people to really put a move on other drivers. So turn 1, turn 7, the exit of turn 7, and also turn 11, turn 16, all places I expect to see some passing today. And you know, we'll see how that goes. But also there's a couple of corners while I was doing some practice with the guys that I feel is going to be critical to get a good lap time. That's going to be turn 1, turn 7, turn 13, turn 14, and the exit of turn 18. If you want to get a good lap, you're going to have to nail those. So we are getting started right now. Again, this is going to be race 1 of this RBHM final, the time travel trophy final. So buckle your seatbelt, get ready, here we go. AM class will get off the line first, followed by the pro class. All right, lights out, here we go. AM class is off the grid. They are off and running down into the first corner. Looks like Shaggy right there has that first place position going into turn 1. And everyone doing a real nice job getting in there. Again, cold tires, a little bit overcast, but Shaggy in that Alfa Romeo leading the way. So let's get on with Jello. He's in a good position here for us to follow along. We're getting a lot of black screen here, but there it is. So we got Jello in third. Again, he's fighting for that third place final position in this class, and Relic right behind him. So looks like Jello probably got the better qualifying position, as Madness is just, looks like it's about 3 cars back there. So Madness with the PI advantage, not able to capitalize in qualifying. So coming into turn 9 right now, they're going to exit turn 9. They're going to head up towards the hairpin. Now this hairpin is going to be another opportunity for passing in the dry and in the wet. So look at that zip plant right on the back there, coming up to Jello, but Jello kind of muffs his drive, and zip plant's going to get a little bit of a run on him. So we'll see how this goes. Now I mentioned passing opportunities. This is one coming up into turn 13, known as Spoon Curve. So is Zip Plant going to make a move in Spoon Curve? No, that's turn 13. They're going to work their way to the outside, come into the apex. Oh no, we have a disconnect. A disconnect out of first place. Is this going to be a... I do believe this is going to be a restart. Looks like a restart, folks. Well, there you go. A restart has been called for, as we do not know what happened, but I don't know, but it looks like Jello, he is in the pole position, so done a real nice job in qualifying, if that holds up. Crispy is in pole position for the pro class. So I am spectating. I got my settings correct. And we're going to ride along with the Pro class at the start of this race, just to change it up a little bit. And we're going to be looking at the points leaders, which is, again, going to be GT, Crispy, and Scarhand. And let's see how they all get along at the start here. Yeah, I think I'm going to change my mind again, and we are going to stay with the AM class at the start of this race. So probably get along with AAR Relic in the 4th place position, and we will ride along with him for this first lap. Waiting for a couple drivers here to ready up. Again, this track really long, 3.6 miles, a lot of corners, a lot of off camber, easy to make a mistake in the dry, really easy to make a mistake in the wet. So when the rain starts to fall, we'll keep an eye out to see who is able to manage the changing track conditions, who is able to adjust the quickest to maximize their lap time, and who is able to make the least amount of mistakes. All right, again, we're going to jump on with Relic at the start of this. Hopefully we have no restarts. Thanks to my viewers that are on board. I will be checking the chat here shortly. So make a comment and interact with us on the stream. All right, this is the second time around for race 1. All right, lights out, green lights on, and they are off. All right, so it looks like Asleep. Oh, it looks like Shaggy now has the hole shot going on into turn 1. Jello. We see Jello has a move being made on him on the inside by Relic. So looking back now, Jello has recovered from that pass, but Asleep and Shaggy looking to make a break. So looking back behind Relic here, we got a pretty nice view. Madness has a very close eye on Jello there. Doesn't want him to get away, but Madness having a bit of a struggle staying on the track there. Look at that, bad luck rocking a spin. In a big spin, he's off the circuit. That is going to cost him. And looks like Madness in a front fender bender with another car. Those two coming together, that's going to cost Madness. Jello welcomes that as he needs all the points he can to separate him and Madness as much as possible. So Jello really putting the pressure back on Relic here as they are coming down into turn 13, known as Spoon Curve. No, I'm sorry again, this is the hairpin, turn 10. So coming into the hairpin, looking back at Jello, he is getting a little better exit than we saw the first time around for him. And he has got zip plant all over the back of him, so. And Relic has made his way up to Shaggy and Asleep as he is now going to challenge these two for that first place position. So he is all over the back of Shaggy. Shaggy's on the outside. Is he going to get off circuit there? He gets a little bit of a dirty line, half on the rumble strips. But Shaggy now not able to get on the gas as soon as he wanted to. And Relic getting a really nice drive. And he's running down the back section of this track here as they are going to approach. You can see how Asleep is getting murdered in the straight there. Excuse me. As they go, and as they're approaching, as that turn 15, they're approaching turn 16, known as the Casino Triangle right through here. You got 16, 17, and 18. Asleep has made a move back on him with a little bit better grip there, but with the straightaway, I believe that Asleep probably going to see Relic go right on by, which that's exactly what we're seeing here. And is Shaggy also going to go by him? Was that Escort struggling with straight line speed? So going back to the replay cameras here to get a little bit better angle here. The AM class, the top 5 right there together fighting for that first place position. And now we're going to go back to see what we can find. And in the Pro class, we're going to be on with Ketchup. So Ketchup in 3rd place. And And he's got a bit of a gap between first and second, so we're going to go up to GT, who's in a reduced PI. He's in that 240, and he's all over the back of Crispy, who has a boosted PI, but Crispy guarding that inside line as they're going through the S-curves, and they're coming up to turn 7, where you got to get a really good exit here. There's a bit of contact coming out of turn 7. If you don't get an excellent drive there, you're going to struggle as you're working your way around this Dunlop curve. So coming into turn 8 now, this is a little bit of a kink. Getting through here, approaching turn 9. As they exit turn 9, they're going to work their way up to that bit of a downhill slope hairpin, turn 10, turn 11. So Crispy still there, able to hold down that first place position as GT all over the back of him. Doesn't matter that he's down on PI, he's still there. And I know he's running race tires. I snuck a look at that car prior to the start of the race. He is running race tires. So he's going to have a little extra grip in some of these sections. And probably on the exit here, you're going to see him with a drive that's probably going to be equal to Crispy. And sure enough, there it is. So Crispy trying to fight off GT. And as they come up into this turn 15 kink, GT going to have a lot of lateral grip coming through here. And let's see if he gains on him at all. Looks like he hasn't lost anything there. But in the braking, coming up here, this is going to be a place where he might be able to stick this exit, as he does have a little bit better outside line there to get on the throttle early. But Crispy, I expect Crispy to stretch a tenth or two coming down the start straight finish here. Let's go back to AXR Fozzie in 7th place. So Fozzie got a little bit of damage there on that Nissan, and Scarhand working his way down the straight. Looked like he was slowed a little bit. So coming into turn 1, you got to get this correct. This is really crucial. The entrance to turn 1, as you make your way through that corner, you got to do a really good job. Fozzie going a little wide there, up on the rumble strips. A little bit of oversteer there as he was getting back on the gas, but Fozzie, he's in a BMW, so I think I called that wrong earlier. But Fozzie in that BMW, got Scarhand in 8th place, just behind him there. And got a nice little spread, equal spread between these cars. So there is no attacking going on at the moment. So let's go back to the front as Ranger worked his way around. He has not. So Ranger now attacking on the inside as they are now quickly approaching traffic from the AM class. We're going to stay right here as this is going to get interesting, as GT and Crispy are now starting to see the tail end of this AM class. Now Crispy on the gas coming out of that kink. Rain falling, folks. Change of conditions happening as I speak. Right now we have, look at that, the rain is falling really heavily. This looks more like more than a summer drizzle. This is moderate rain here, it looks to me, and it's getting really wet. So Wild feeling the pressure of the AM class. Look at how wet the circuit is already. It's only been about 6 or 7 quarters since we saw the fall of the rain, and it is mad wet out here on the circuit. So this is where we're going to see a change. We're only 3 laps in, and now Crispy has made his way around Wild, and Wild, AM class driver, now right in between the two, but he lets GT go. Is not much of a factor. Oh, Crispy runs it wide, and GT in the wall. GT's made a huge mistake, could not overcome that wet tarmac, and has now put himself in the tire wall as Crispy just streaks away. Very interesting. So those are the things that we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast. As we know, Crispy is second in points chasing GT. So can Crispy capitalize on that mistake? As we see, Ketchup has already gone by. Ketchup made his way by GT. So Grumpy up behind GT as well. So we're going to probably start to see some pits happening at the very opening of the pits, which is lap 5. So the pits open lap 5, they're open lap 6 and lap 7. Once they exit, then the pits are closed, so no pitting after lap 7. So GT all over the back of Wild again, and he's going to have to find a way around him as the rain is pouring down. Wild knows that GT is probably in that points lead, and I don't know, look, there's a little contact as they're coming up into the hairpin, turn 10 on this approach. Is GT going to outbrake him? He's on the outside, but it looks like the AM driver, Wild's got the inside line, but GT, oh, Crispy was off the circuit and has overshot the hairpin and now put himself behind GT. So now what we have, and Fox chasing off the circuit, there is havoc going on all around us. This rain has really caused a lot of chaos. Some of these drivers not adjusting as well. And now our first place driver, let's see who that was for the Pro Class, is Ketchup. And yeah, Ranger, who's currently in 4th, he's in that car, that Mitsubishi, probably all-wheel drive. I would think that he was probably waiting for this rain to come down so that he could utilize that all-wheel drive format and maybe give himself a little bit more control, but he's got Grumpy up behind him. So now Ranger on the inside, taking a very, very inside line, coming out of that kink as they approach the Casino Triangle, turns 16, 17, and 18. And yeah, I think Ranger does have that all-wheel drive because I did see him able to get some traction down on the dirty part of the track there. So look at that. He's now making his way past Wild as they work their way into turn 1. This all-wheel drive car is going to have to brake a little early. Let's ride along with them. Let's get right on with him. He's right. See, he got passed again by Wild, but now he's making away his move up into turn 7. But Wild not going away and putting his car on the inside of that corner, but it looks like Ranger's got this, he's still got a little bit of contact going on there. Where is he? I do not see, oh, there he is. So he's right behind him. We got a really nice view here as GT, or the AM class and the Pro class mixing it up in the mid part of this first race. So now Grumpy's got to find his way around Wild. Wild showing that he has the credentials to fight. And Bad Luck Ruck, who we did see a little bit off circuit earlier, has recovered in that BMW M3. So we are going to get away from Ranger here because he doesn't have anybody in front of him. But Crispy in 3rd. So Crispy took advantage of a mistake made early on by GT, but then made his own mistake and has found himself still behind GT and now behind Ketchup. So yeah, Ketchup has possibly made a mistake as GT is now in 1st place. So exciting stuff here. Now we are seeing GT again approach some back marker traffic. So a fast lap around here in this heavy traffic, or heavy rain, is going to be about a 1:23. Let's see if we can get our lap times up. Okay, not doing a great job there. All right, I have to come back to that. So we see Ketchup in the Carlton as they make their way down the straight. So Ketchup now in 1st place. So we've seen a pit by GT. GT in the pit, and he did not want to deal with that M-class traffic. So AXR Madness, who is in a fight for that 3rd place position in points with Jello, now has AXR Ketchup all over the back of him. So neither one of these drivers are going to want to give up a position here. I really look at the bodywork on Madness's Silva there. It's a beautiful looking car. I really like the way that bodywork looks. You can't see it a whole lot in the rain, but it's pretty sweet looking setup for the lines on that car. So they're working their way through Dunlop Curve. Again, we talked about earlier, a difficult section of the track in the dry, let alone in the wet. As they made their way coming down into turn 9, they're going to exit turn 9 and make their way all the way up to the hairpin. So let's see how Madness handles the pressure of a first place and pro driver up behind him. So Madness taking a bit of an outside line as he let him through. Ketchup has taken an easy route through. And no, he did not let him through because he's fighting back on the gas. And again, I really like the body work on that Silva. But Ketchup has made light work of that M-Class driver. You can hear that turbo dump on that on AXR Ketchup's car. Let's go see who's up in first place right now for the M-Class. It looks like it's going to be Asleep in the Escort. And he's got a pretty nice lead as the second place NAR Relic doesn't even have him in sight. Jello just a little ways there behind Relic. So the top 3 in your AM class have quite a distance between them. Is this going to be a pit for anybody? Relic has not pitted, and the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped, and now we are maybe going to see a drying track, which should increase lap times, or decrease them for that matter. So Crispy probably very frustrated with himself for a lot of blue skies. So the rain showers have gone through and we just see a slight drizzle now. So will this create a drawing line on the track? So Viper the Boss, who's in 8th place in that Mercedes for the AM class, has Crispy 5th place in Pro class up behind him. So excuse me, these cars are going to try to work a dry line. Now we have a couple drivers exiting the pits. So we got Madness exiting the pits, and with another driver that might have been, I couldn't see who the other driver was that was exiting the pits. But now we have 2. Oh, and Crispy is showing that he has had a bit of a moment there on that wet surface. Again, very slippery as this surface dries. And he is now making a move on Viper the Boss. So Crispy making his way around that AM-Class driver and has his sights set on AXR Ketchup for that 4th place position. And again, this is lap 7. So after this lap, the pits will close and there will be no more opportunities to pit. So if you don't do it now, you are going to take a penalty if you have not pitted yet. Let's take a peek around the rest of this field. And Scarhand, who's in 2nd place, he's in that reduced PI 240SX. He's got an AM-Class driver up ahead of him. Now Scarhand in 3rd place coming into today, and he is followed by Ranger in 4th. So all Scarhand has to do to secure that podium, that final podium for the points, is to finish ahead of Ranger today in all the races, or at least in the points total for today. So HCR Asleep now has the pressure of an AM-Class driver coming up behind him. Scarhand really fast in that car, even though he's a reduced PI. So let's see how he gets along. Let's go on board with him to see how this works out. And he comes up right behind HCR Asleep. We are going to ride on board in the wet, very slippery conditions. And look at this, he hasn't pitted yet. So he has taken that pit that he needed to avoid any penalties. It looks like we had Jello in the pits as well. So Ketchup, who's in 4th place, coming around now, he's already pit. And he goes right on by. That's going to bring him up to maybe 2nd place. Ketchup, yep, he's currently in 2nd. So your pro class driver is going to be Ketchup with GT in 1st. How far ahead is he? We know he took an early pit, and he's got an AM-Class driver behind him, so he's got a massive lead. Even though he made a huge mistake in the tire wall early, has recovered and is enjoying a really, really nice lead over the next challenger in 2nd place. So I want to welcome a few more viewers that have showed up. Again, we've seen the rain come down and it has affected the drivers. GT, though he had a mishap early, is now put himself in that first place position. He has taken advantage of other drivers that have also made mistakes, and he has the quickness and has made only but one mistake, which wasn't significant enough to bring him damage. So he's really enjoying a dominant performance right now. As you can see, that second place driver trying to make his way through, who's Ketchup, trying to make his way through that AM class traffic. So Ketchup has done just that in that Carlton and made short work of several drivers there and done it quickly, as he needed to do that if he's going to have any chance to catch GT. But with it being the 8th and final lap, I don't see that happening. But here we are. We're going to ride along with your second and third place AM class drivers, because that is where a fight is happening right now. So Relic is in third place. This is the last lap. They're going to be coming up to the Casino Triangle shortly here as they work their way through the kink. Relic, oh, he gets loose, but he's able to save it. He's not going to catch that second place driver, but that fourth place driver of Ziplant trying to capitalize on anything that Relic may do, but he's not going to do it as Ziplant is not close enough. So let's go back to Madness, who came in today fighting for that third place position. Madness finishing behind Jello as they see the checkered flag. Madness, although he had the advantage coming into this race with a PI, 10 PI advantage, not able to get it done, as Jello has finished one spot ahead of him. And that should be interesting, because Jello is going to be really happy, maybe not about his final finishing position of 5th place, but that he finished in front of his main challenger for that third place position. So good job to both those drivers, and they kept it close. It's going to be an exciting race too. Madness is going to have to really... Oh, I have made a mistake. I'm so sorry. I misread the lap counter. This is it right here. This is lap 9. What an idiot I am. I'm sorry to the viewers, but we have a last lap battle going on. We're going to stay right here with Madness, and Grumpy's right in the middle of this AM class battle for this win. So it's right here. It's not the win, but it's for the points lead. So 6th place Madness trying to get in front of Jello. Completely made a hash of the lap count there, and Madness has made that move on Jello going into the hairpin, but Jello was able to get on the gas quicker and has exited going down into turn 12 much better as they come up to turn 13, which is known as Spoon Curve. Oh no, Matt, looks like Grumpy has got off circuit there, but maybe Grumpy got in the way of Madness there. I don't know, but this is giving Jello a massive opportunity to get away. So, yeah, we got multiple. We got RBHM Gimme. Now he's making a move on Madness. Again, I'm not going to screw this one up now. This is the last lap, 9 of 9. And AM class low, Madness has overshot the key and has really put himself in a bad position. Now he's in 6th place, but he's probably going to get past. Well, he's got Fozzie behind him. That's not going to be a position. So he's found himself really lucky to finish where he's at. We're going to go through all these positions here shortly at the final, but Wild in 8th place. I don't know, folks. I have to apologize to the viewers because I really did not give them the opportunity to see the battles that we wanted to see with the last lap, because I did goof that up. But we do know that RBHM GT had a dominant performance and finished across the line first for that pro class. but we will go through all of the finishing positions. So taking a look, attention to detail, we see that GT has removed his bodywork off of his car, so he is not running the body kit for this week. So he has decided to remove that and change up his build. So we're going to look at previous race, and of course, RBHM GT taking the win. Taking the win there with a 2:15.140 fastest lap. Followed by Ketchup in a 6.64 PI, so equal PI with GT. And let's see, Ketchup had a 2:15.3. Crispy taking third place with a 2:15.1 with about a 20-point PI boost. Followed by Ranger in fourth place, a 2:25.7. Grumpy with a 2:15.7 in fifth place, followed by RBHM. I believe it's Gimli, but I don't really know. That's a 2:16.1, and AXR Scarhand struggling with a big reduction, 20-point reduction. A 2:22.9, but that was a clean lap, so I'm sure he was going faster. And Fozzie bringing up the rear in that BMW 850 CSI with a 2:17.1. So in your AM class, you had HCR Asleep taking the win, followed by Shaggy. And third place, Ziplant. Relic is going to be your fourth place finisher, followed by fifth, Jello. Madness was lucky to not get past with that mishap he had on the last lap. So that's going to put that's going to put Jello just ahead of Madness going into the points for race 2. Bad Luck 7th, Wild 8th, Viper the Boss 9th, and Fox Jason 10th. So there you have it. We are going to start race 2 shortly here. There's going to be a reverse race grid. So as the broadcast started, we did discuss what we thought was going to be the keys to the race, which was going to be minimize mistakes, adjustments to the track conditions as they change. We knew rain would fall. The rain came really early, was a bit unexpected to come that early. So, you know, it definitely affected the drivers. Let's see if there's been any change. In the forecast. It looks like we still have rain in the forecast. So, yeah, we saw multiple drivers making mistakes, and those who minimized their mistakes and were able to adjust found themselves on the podium. So, GT with a dominant win, solidifying why he is in first place in the points today. But Crispy, who's second place in the points, Scarhand not having a very good finish coming into that race. So let's see where Ranger, let's go back and see where did Ranger finish. So Ranger taking a fourth as Scarhand taking a seventh. So with Ranger only being roughly about 30 points behind Scarhand. Let's see if Scarhand's able to recover in race 2, race 3, and buffer that charge that we're seeing from Ranger. So a bit of a break here between races. I'm going to grab a quick break myself. I will be right back. I am spectating, so I should be good to go. But don't go anywhere, and we'll see you in just a quick minute here. All right, break over. So we are going to pay close attention to what's happening in the AM class at the start of this next race, because we know that Jello is having a really tight battle with Madness, and Madness has to get in front of Jello, and he will be starting in front of him, one grid position for this next race. Let's just verify that. So yes, Jello is just behind Madness, so that looks correct. So we are going to ride along with Jello at the start of this race to see how he manages to deal with Madness being in front of him. And let's see how Madness manages the pressure. So not to put a commentator's curse on any driver, but this is the most exciting battle on the track as far as the final points that I can see. Now we know that Ranger made up some points on Scarhand in that last race, but Crispy doing well to finish in a position that will really solidify his potential second place in the points and in the championship. I don't think anybody's going to catch GT, as he's demonstrated that he has been a dominant consistency all throughout this whole series. So waiting on just a driver here or two, and we're going to get started. Again, I think we're going to jump on in the at the start of this race with Jello to see how that battle goes. I'd be curious to see, is the rain going to fall again on lap 2-3 like it did in the first race? Let's take a look at race setup, and it looks to be pretty similar. So we'll wait and see how that goes. We should be getting started here any moment. And the launch countdown has started. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle your seatbelts. Again, we're going to try to ride along. And I wasn't able to get the chance to view, but we'll see if we can fix that. And lights out. We got a black screen. I hear a couple stalled cars, and we are off. We're going to ride on with Jello right now. And so, oh no, Jello's been knocked from behind by another driver. It looks like Relic, who's now waiting up, but this is going to be detrimental to his challenge in this championship. Where has Wild found himself? I'm sorry, Madness. So Madness, really in 6th place right now, is going to benefit from a mistake from another driver. As Madness working his way around the outside of Shaggy, Madness wants to maximize his finishing position, as this is not an easy place to be on the outside of this long corner. I think that's Dunlop there. Turn, oh, let's see, what is that? I lost my place here. As they're working their, thank you, sweetie. As they're working their way up into the hairpin, turn 10. And yeah, you can see Jello there trying to get back connected with this front group, as Madness is now in 5th behind Shaggy, working their way through turn 12, coming up to Spoon Curve, turn 13. There's going to be a challenge here on the brake, but the outside line is the better line so that you can maximize your braking and turn in. And one driver off. Madness and Wild going side to side there, but looks like bad luck was off circuit there. But now Madness in 4th, so he's got the pedal to the metal, trying to catch that 3rd place. Let's go on board as Shaggy. I don't know the PI difference here, but I do believe that Shaggy has roughly the same PI as Madness. So Bad Luck and Viper just in front of Madness here. Madness has got to get himself a solid drive if he wants to maximize this. You can see those drivers are just pulling away. And here comes Shaggy on the gas. Straight line speed. I think Madness struggling just a bit there. As they're going into turn 1, this is where Madness is going to have some type of advantage, but he's got a little bit too inside there. Missed that apex on the inside. Now Shaggy waiting to attack. Madness better put this together. You cannot enter this section known as the S-curves and flop your lines because you will be losing it. Your line will be screwed up for the rest of this section. So Bad Luck just in front of him, but he's catching him. He's catching Viper and Bad Luck just a little bit here. But, oh, Madness outside. He's not able to get on the gas as soon as he wanted. And Shaggy right there keeping the pressure on him. Oh, looks like Bad Luck has made his way off circuit. Wasn't able to hold his line there. And coming into turn 9. Exits turn 9 now. Viper the Boss just ahead of him going up into the hairpin. I think Madness is probably going to make up some time here. This is where if you have the grip, you're going to see a little bit of a advantage here. So Viper the Boss in that E3, who is traditionally known as a well-handling car, gets out of that corner really nicely. We're going to have to go back and look at the Pro Class here, but now Shaggy looking to attack. Is he attacking up the inside into Spoon Curve? Turn 13. Madness, really wide line, trying to bring it back to the apex there, which he does, but he got on the gas a little early as he sees that oversteer struggle to get him the exit he's looking for. But here's Shaggy coming, and Bad Luck with that bullet rocket of a BMW M3 going into the kink. Is he going to run that wide? But Bad Luck keeps it on the inside there, able to hold his line. Now Shaggy's got this BMW between him and Madness. So again, Shaggy was first place in the points. He's pretty secure with that first place points coming into today, but still wanting to do everything he can to finish ahead of these guys. All right, we're going back to see where we're at in the Pro Class. Let's jump on with Ketchup, who had a really good finish first race. So Ketchup in 6th place. I think we're going to jump on with RBHM Gimme. I'm going to continue to call him that because that's what I've been calling him since the beginning. So Scarhand in that reduced PI in 3rd place as they're making their way through the S's. As look at this GT all over the back of him. And Scarhand just about 3/4 of a second there in 3rd place ahead of him. But GT, oh, he's getting sideways and he's lost traction on the gas a little too early, giving up a position to Kesha. Thanks for the coffee. My coffee sponsor has showed up and donated a Game Time coffee, so I appreciate that. So Ketchup now coming with GT in close tow there. He's going to make a move going into the hairpin, and Ketchup tucks in behind Gimme there, and Scarhand looks like he's coming out. Look at this, the rain's falling again. So we are lap 3 of 9, and the rain has started to fall. Is this where we're going to see a big change in these positions? Let's stay right here and see how each driver manages. A bit of a touch there as Ketchup gets into the back of him, but GT with the race tire is going to have a little bit of advantage on the exit here. As you can see, GT on that gas a little bit sooner, probably suffering in horsepower though, and a lot of spray really starting to cause visibility issues. Making their way down into this kink right here. They're going to be approaching, so they're going through turn 15, going to be approaching turn 16, 17, 18. Scarhand looks like he's visibly coming back to RBHM Gimme. And Ketchup trying to square up that corner on the gas early. a little bit of oversteer, but GT's now got the run on him because of that oversteer. And GT coming inches from that tire wall. And now Ketchup and GT side by side. We've got a front row seat going into turn 1. Who is going to have the grip going into turn 1? And they're side by side, but GT just with the advantage on the inside. But Ketchup going outside the track, coming back on and taking advantage of GT there. And now this is giving opportunity for Grumpy in that 300ZX to make up some time here as RBHM Gimme really just kind of holding these two up right here in this Carlton. But Scarhead still up ahead there, just about a second. So Ketchup and GT, let's see how they do working their way through the S-curves here. Again, they're gonna have to get the really good drive. There's a lot of slippery tarmac here. And you can see him spinning up, but so is everybody else. And Ketchup in the grass is going to lose his braking marker, but how did he do it? He was able to reel that car back in onto the tarmac and get the car stopped. Really surprised to see that. But now Ketchup really hungry. Oh, and Relic off the circuit. He's got to spin. Now Ketchup attacking, but GT is also attacking from the outside. There's nothing there. And Grumpy salivating as he sees an opportunity. And now Madness must have had an incident with Relic because he is waiting up for Relic. So this has given Madness a real potential to lose the championship because I'm sure that Jello will capitalize on that there. So again, we got a 4-car battle here for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And I don't want to go anywhere, but I do want to jump back a couple drivers here. Let's go to GT. So GT, probably hard to see. If you're in the car, this is what you see. It's impossible to see the corner. I doubt GT runs in the car, but if those who run hood view, impossible to see where you're going. And he's going to try to make it around the outside. Let's go back here as we see. Oh, look at this. Ketchup and Gimme are getting into each other, which is giving GT an excellent chance. And now Grumpy making his way through. And that has been exactly what GT needed. Now pits are now open. We are on lap 5. Pits are open. So as they come around, you will have the opportunity to take a pit. So again, the race conditions here changing rapidly. As you can see, the rain falling and has completely deteriorated the condition of the track. Heavy rain here in Suzuka, and this 3.6 mile circuit seeming like a much longer circuit at this point because of the reduced traction. So we have Scarhand. Let's look at Scarhand. Scarhand now in traffic with Wild, a M-Class driver, as he approaches Ranger. So is this giving Scarhand, have these conditions favored Scarhand, as we see a whole host of cars here as Fox Jason M-Class right in the middle of this battle. And we got two M-Class drivers here, Fox Jason and Wild fighting for position with Ranger and Crispy just ahead of these two. And Scarhand now all over the back of Ranger. So we got a 3-car battle for the pro class as soon as I get my screen back here. So top 3 drivers in that pro class. It's going to be Crispy, Ranger, and Scarhand. Now Scarhand needing a very good finish in this race to try to recover from a lackluster first race. But Ranger, in what is believed to be an all-wheel drive Mitsubishi, probably having a car that is more manageable in these slippery conditions. Looking good. Yeah, look good. Excuse me, my wife's just getting a dress on. So anyways, want to stay right here with these top 3 drivers as a battle ensues. So Ranger coming up to the backside of Crispy. Now Crispy's gone into the pits and Scarhand's in the pits as well, which is going to give advantage Ranger as he works his way down. He's now in first place. So let's go back to our AM class drivers. Let's find out where they are. So we know that Relic had a spin and he was probably involved with Madness there. Where is Madness? I do not see Madness. I do not see Madness. So Madness has either disconnected or bowed out of this race, which is going to be detrimental to his position. So HCR Asleep currently leading in that Ford Escort for this AM class. So no challengers currently for HCR Asleep. Riding around by himself might be a bit of a boring race, but Jello in third place has a pro driver of Grumpy up the inside as they're working their way through turn 9, and they're going to be coming down into the hairpin shortly here. But Fox Jason trying to catch Jello now. And Grumpy in that Nissan 300Z as he's starting to stretch that lead on Jello. So not racing against each other here, but Jello in that rotary RX-7. Now we're going to pull up the map and try to find out where is the best racing here. So I have a lot of pro drivers. Looks like 7th place, RBHM Gimme. We're going to go with him. He's in that Carlton, and he's just behind Ketchup there. Well, I'd say he's a little farther than just behind, but now they're approaching turn 13, so Wild feeling the pressure of a pro driver behind him. So Ketchup working his way through turn 13 and turn 14, getting on the gas as quick as they can. Now look at this, the rain has halted, and now we see some clear skies overhead, and this is going to potentially bring a dry line onto the circuit. Now we are on lap 6 of 9, so if we don't see any more rain during the race, we may see a dry line form. So Pro-Am Pro drivers going through the Casino Triangle here, making their way back onto the start straight finish. So in first place, we got Grumpy, followed by second place, Crispy. Yep, it's going to be Grumpy first, Crispy second, Ranger in third. And I'm curious to see if Crispy in that Alpha is going to be able to really kind of get that power to the ground as this rain has stopped and maybe a dry line forms. So we do have a nice battle here. Let's go back a driver or two between GT and Ranger. So Ranger probably a little more stable with the all-wheel drive, but they're coming down into turn 8 here, and then hard on the brakes into turn 9. So as they exit turn 9 here, GT all over the back of Ranger. Now we know that GT's in a standard PI, and he's got those slicks underneath him. He's trying to make the way around the outside, Scarhand right there in a reduced PI. So two Nissan 240s, one with the body kit, one without, one standard PI, one a reduced PI, versus Ranger in that Mitsubishi, I think it's an Evo all-wheel drive. Now Crispy up ahead in second place, just hoping these two battle so that he can make a break, but he's dealing with some AM-class traffic at the moment as well. So he's right up behind, let's see, Crispy right up behind this AM-class driver, and it's going to be Shaggy, so they're in identical cars, so it could be even the same tune, I'm not sure, but Shaggy working, he's gone off the track and giving Crispy a clean line through the inside, and now has had no trouble getting through, but we want to go back a driver as GT has made the pass on Ranger, but Ranger could maybe get that better drive on exit. He's right over the back of GT, but does he have the straight line speed? It looks like he doesn't, as I know Ranger doesn't have the entry, the corner entry that GT's gonna have. Oh, Crispy's made a mistake. Crispy's made a mistake, and now he is given opportunity to the drivers behind to catch him. So your first place driver of Crispy has given opportunity to Ranger and GT. So now GT going around the outside. Ranger now on the outside as they go through the S's, but Ranger cutting off the front end of GT because he was able to get on that throttle a bit sooner in the S's. And now Ranger has a bit of a lead over GT, and GT's gonna have to worry about the driver behind him with Scarhand in the same car but a different build. And look, oh, disaster has struck. Disaster has struck as Crispy has been off circuit and lost a massive amount of time and has lost that first place position. Ranger inheriting first place, and so there's going to be a massive battle here as this rages on lap 8 with only a lap and a half left to go. Ranger is going to have to find a way if he wants to keep GT from taking another win. He's going to have to find a way to keep him behind him, but we can see the track is still very slippery, and M-Class driver Shaggy right there in the mix. Shaggy giving a bit of a balk to GT, but GT not backing down as he needs to catch up to Ranger as quick as he can. I'm going to go on board with these two. Oh, look at this. Why is Ranger slowed so much? Did Ranger make a mistake? And we are coming up to see the white flag. I am not going anywhere as Crispy is trying to recover from a massive mistake, and Scarhand in fourth place. So here we're going to see the white flag, and this is going to be it. We are race 2 in the second race of the final here at the RBHM TTT3, and Ranger still has the lead, but the GT is going to make a move. No, he's not. He's going to try to get up the inside. He's got the tires for it. Oh, look, I saw that one coming. But Ranger has the all-wheel drive, able to go the gas. This is going to be really good here. Let's take a look behind. No, Crispy is not there. So Ranger and GT mano-a-mano through the S's. This is getting really good. I really wish I could see what's going on with Jello and Madness, but right now I can't leave this battle as Ranger doing everything he can. Is he going to be able to do it as he exits here going through turn 7? And this is where it's going to be a bit of advantage for Ranger in the all-wheel drive. GT trying to hold that inside. It's going to be a lunge coming into turn 9. No, it's not there. He's going to have to wait till they get to the hairpin. And GT, excellent drive out of turn 9 there, coming up into the hairpin. But Ranger is going to guard it. Yes, he has. He's going to guard it. Now GT trying to get a wide sweep over-under move. But look at Ranger with the drive in the all-wheel drive grip that is being offered there. And Ranger probably struggling with the straight line speed, but GT wants to win this race. I know he does. He's going to make a move somewhere. So LMP versus RBHM here. Ranger out a little bit. Oh, he's buffed his line there. And Ranger's going to have to get back on the gas, but GT's got the advantage because I know he's got the straight line speed. And GT has done it. Going into the section, GT has put the pressure on Ranger so much that Ranger muffed his line and given the only opportunity he had. And unless there's a mad dive bomb move from Ranger, it's going to be game over for Ranger. Crispy, too little, too late. Look, he's going through the dirt. And Ranger's cutting the line, but he doesn't care. He's trying to get that power down. And GT has done it. GT has done it. A magnificent race as Crispy can only look on in third place. And I know that this is going to be a disappointing finish for Ranger. Excellent run there. Let's go back to Grumpy in 6th place. And all of these drivers have crossed the finish, so we're going to have to take a look at them once we get to the final results. And your AM class drivers have also finished. Where's Jello? Jello in 6th place, and he has crossed the finish line as well. And we know that Madness actually was disconnected, so a massive boost for points for Jello over his competitor, which was Madness, who had a disconnect. So there you have it. Let's go take a look at final results. GT with a 2nd win of the day, followed by Ranger, who we thought probably had it in the bag, but not able to finish there, as Crispy was in the lead for a lot of that race, but had a few mishaps once the rain fell and found himself off track. So Scarhand taking a 4th place position, which is pretty well considering he's reduced PI. Ketchup, who ran really good, had some good laps, was finishing 5th. And Grumpy in the Fair Lady 6th place, followed by RBHM Gimme in 7th place in that Carlton. Fozzie in 8th, not liking that BMW all that much, as he has not been able to come to grips with that thing. So Zip Plant taking the win. I apologize to him. I didn't get him the coverage on the last lap, but you can see that he took a 2-second win over HCR Asleep. So 3rd place was Shaggy. There's your top 3 for the AM class. Bad Luck in 4th. 5th place Viper. 6th place Jello, not where he wanted to finish, but being that his competitor was not finishing the race 2, we know that he'll enjoy a 5th place finish. 7th place Wild, 8th place Fox Jason, followed by Relic in 9th. Then you have Madness, a DNF. So one more race to go in the final here. After 9 weeks of really strong racing, 3 eras, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And this is the final race of the series. So let's enjoy this together and see how these guys get along. After seeing the first 2 races, I think first place has been locked up for both classes. So I don't think anybody's going to catch GT and nobody's going to catch Shaggy. So we'll see how that goes. But Jello looking really strong to take that 3rd place position. And of course, RBHM Wild probably going to take that 2nd place position, but I don't want to say it too soon, as I have not done all the math myself. So a short break here before we go to the final race of the day. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and we have all drivers almost checked up. So it looks like Fozzie, who has not had a good run today, is in spectator mode, so that is going to put us down a driver. But let's take a look through. And still waiting for a couple drivers to ready up. All right, just a few moments away here. Check the comment. See if you made it. Bring it over here for me. Okay, guys. I'm gonna check my comments, and I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do that today. All right, I want to give a shout out to those who have been able to jump into the chat. I apologize. Crispy, good to see you. Pit Stop UK, good to see you guys. Thanks for the comments you made. Now, Crispy, you did have the wrong build, so you know I expect you to have a better result with the proper build. So, unfortunately, that happened, and but you know, you are currently second in the points, and I don't see that changing. So keep up the good work and have a strong finish this race, this third and final race, and you should be able to maintain that. But don't let us down. Fight, 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 and show us what you got. Now I want to give a shout out to Shaggy as well, as he has been a leader coming into today with the points, and I don't see that going away for him. But you know, he has dealt a lot with traffic coming up behind him today from the pro class, and has been very strong in his lines, holding his line. So want to acknowledge that as well. So I think everybody has done a great job holding their line with traffic coming up behind them. So here we go, final race of the day, and we're gonna start this one with looks like we'll just ride along with Jello in the AM class. So here we go. AM class drivers will be getting off the line first as usual. And lights out, here we are off, and it looks like Relic with the hold shot as he's working his way down the straight. We're gonna ride on with Jello as they go into turn one, as he's got Wild on the outside there with Fox chasing just ahead of him. And it looks like Bad Luck has the inside on fight for the boss. BMW versus Mercedes. Oh, we have a bit of a pileup, and this has caused Jason to be off circuit along with another driver. Wild now checks up, and Madness is checked up a little bit. So several drivers, including Jello, affected by that. So I don't know what happened there, but multiple drivers checking up there. I don't think a restart's going to happen, so we are going to continue on with this as Zip Plant in that Mustang just ahead there. Let's go on with Zip Plant. We haven't given him a ton of love today, and we do not want to miss out. Oh, Zip Plant now making a move. Going into turn 9, Zip Plant making a move on the inside of HCR. They're going to work their way down into that hairpin. Is Zip Plant on the outside there, but he's in the grass. You can't get the car stopped when you're in the grass, but was able to do it. And look at this Madness, has the inside line in that Silva, now on the gas. But Zip Plant really done well there to get the power back down. Had to make an adjustment there on the audio, sorry about that. So asleep in 4th place with Zip Plant Madness just behind him. Now Madness making a move. Is he able to make it stick on Jello up the inside? Jello in that Mustang getting the power down. I think he's going to have the advantage going into the back straight here as they work their way down into turn 15. And Viper the Boss just behind Zip Plant there, or just behind Madness. So your top select 3, 4, 5, and 6th place drivers going down into Casino Triangle here, the final few switchbacks. And look at that, there's a bit of contact between the Ford and the Ford. So the Escort versus the Mustang, and Zip Plant coming out on top of that battle there. And Madness trying to make his way back up to those two as they made contact. So Viper the Boss just a ways back there, but this is really giving a huge advantage to Shaggy, who's in 3rd place. So Shaggy sees bad luck ahead of him with AAR Relic in 1st. So we're going to jump to front here with Relic. He's in that 1st place position for the AM class. And we know that bad luck, he's in that M90, that 91 M3. Now that thing is an absolute rocket on the straight. It struggles a little bit in the corners, but if you can clog up the lane and get on that gas, you can rocket ship that thing down the straight and really keep your competitors at bay. But has he been able to do that? Hasn't had the luck he was looking for today. As we know, his finishes haven't been what he was hoping for today. But anyways, we're going to check back on these two. We're going to go into the pro class and see what's happening with them. Currently, Grumpy in 1st, followed by Ketchup and Scarhand. So we are going to ride on with Scarhand. He's in 3rd place currently. And you got a group of 3. So you got 4, 5, and 6 just behind him. So let's ride on with 4, 5, and 6 as GT and Ranger have it coming together. It's maybe some bad blood from the 2nd race. Ranger streaking away now as Crispy. Do you have the right build on? We did find out that you didn't have the right build in one of your races and you suffered from it. But now I expect that you have remedied that issue and you are properly outfit for this race. Oh, I just heard a loud cracking whip of thunder. I look up into the skies and there it is. I do believe the rain is coming at any moment. As I look up, and absolute dark, threatening clouds have come. Keep a close attention on the track conditions. They may be deteriorating in a very quick manner here. I don't know, I didn't see any lightning, but I heard a loud cracking above. So Crispy in 3rd place, in 5th place, now attacking Ranger. He's attacking Ranger and has captured a position. And GT now looking to go past Ranger as well. So did Ranger have an issue there as he slowed quite a bit in straight line speed? So Scarhand in 3rd place there as we see him just in front of Crispy there. So I don't know what happened to Ranger there. It looked like he was slowed quite a bit as they're working their way into the S-curves. This is where GT is going to really have an upper hand. So I do believe I'm hearing thunder again in the distance. So riding on with GT, he's now up behind, exiting the S-curve through Dunlop as he has those race tires on there. Yeah, I think I just seen some rain starting to fall on the circuit as GT and Crispy are locked horns for that 4th place position. GT taking the short way around the track as he is kicking up, cutting the grass. You see multiple blades. Oh yeah, and definitely we have seen the rain start to fall here, and Ranger is welcoming this as that all-wheel drive Mitsubishi tends to have a bit of advantage in these conditions. And it is pouring like cats and dogs as they're coming down into turn 13, Spoon Curve. It's this where we've seen Ranger make an early mistake when the rain began to fall, race 2, although it did not affect his overall finish as he was a race winner. And it is deteriorating conditions rapidly here as the rain has indeed fallen heavy here, and they're working their way down into turn 16, Casino Triangle here. Look at GT, yeah, the wetness really affecting him as he's got that thing loose. Oh, Fox Jason has his BMW right in the middle of the Casino Triangle there, causing an altered line for multiple drivers. But GT using that as an opportunity to really stretch a couple tenths on his in-class drivers behind him. So we don't know what happened to Fox Jason there, but definitely clogging the lane there. And Crispy moving up the inside of the Ranger there on an inside move, going through turn 1 and through turn 2. So Ranger maybe not getting, well, we know he's slow in the straight. So let's see if he's able to get back by Crispy. I fully expect GT to make short work of Wild here. So let's look at Ranger as he's trying to attack on Crispy. Crispy with the proper tune on that car, I'm sure. And if they're going through Dunlop, this is where Ranger has the better grip. They're going to go into turn 8 here. See Rangers, and they make their way through turn 9, up a slight incline here, and they work their way back down into the hairpin. So Ranger's gonna have to do something here quickly as Wild on the outside of the hairpin, but Crispy has to keep it nice and tidy not to get any interference with the M-Class driver, and GT just within striking distance ahead of these two. So they're working their way down now into turn 13. Crispy has his sights set on GT. Can he catch him? He wasn't able to capitalize on that position in the first couple races. So Ranger exiting now in the 5th position. I don't think he's going to have anything for Crispy if I didn't see it yet. Let's go back and see where we are at with some of the other drivers. So Scarhan, Relic, bad luck. So Scarhan in 6th. Yeah, Scarhan in 6th place. So only 6 drivers are currently in this race for the pro class. So Scarhan had a real nice finish race 2, struggling here. Probably didn't have the grid position he was looking for in the last race, in this final race. So Ketchup, at the pointy end of the race here, has Grumpy in a close second, followed by GT in that 3rd place position. So Grumpy trying to put the pressure on Ketchup. Let's take a ride along with Grumpy. Haven't done a lot of on-board. Let's get the right camera view here. So again, on board with Grumpy in the rain, you can see the reduced visibility for those running hood view or cockpit view. Much difficult. Looking back, we see GT. He's not that far away. And now we have fight with the boss. He's in the racing line, but he's slowed up a little bit, these drivers. Now there's some contact, and GT has pulled up right behind him. And GT's going to attack Viper right away and give himself an opportunity to get to the front of this group. Now Ketchup and Grumpy feeling the pressure of GT has already won 2 races. Look at the drive that GT has gotten coming out of the hairpin. Amazing drive. How has he done it? I have to assume that Grumpy's a reduced PI, but now Ketchup is got. Oh, there's a bit of contact there as GT has been knocked offline just so slightly. But Grumpy's going to try to stick up the inside, but GT cuts his nose off as they both exit really well there. Out of turn 14, they're coming down the straight. They're going to go into the kink, which is turn 15, and stare down the last set of switchbacks, which Grumpy and GT, well, GT's shown a lot of strength through there, and all three drivers get through there, but I expect GT to do a really strong corner entry here, and yep, Grumpy's a little off there, and GT on that gas right away, and now Ketchup feeling, oh, look at this, they've all gone into the pits together, this is perfect. I'm so happy to see that as Crispy rolls on by with Ranger, and they will inherit the 1-2 position. So now we're going to see these three battle on the backside of the pits, which is going to be really juicy, as we now watch Ranger trying to chase down Crispy at the front here. Come on, Ranger, you got to make this up here. You're in that all-wheel drive. Let's see if you can do something with your grip coming through the S's here. This is known as the S curves, but Crispy also doing really well through here as well. Really easy to make a mistake. Crispy wants this race win real bad. He's in first place, but he's going to have to contend with drivers when he does his pit and sees an exit of the pits. He's going to have to contend with several drivers. So we're going to check back with this group and see how they progress with lap 6 of 9. We're going back to Zip Plant in third place. So Zip Plant is about a second and a quarter, 1.2, 1.3 behind that second place M-Class driver, Bad Luck. We know he's in that rocket ship of a BMW, but probably struggles to get the power down in this rain. But this is where we're going to see us. As you can see, Bad Luck, just as I say that, he has some grip issues and not able to hold that line over in Spoon Curve. So now Zip Plant has assumed second place and is going to try to race down and chase Relic. But we know that that BMW of Bad Luck's got a rocket of an engine in this section. So he's catching them slightly. Now Zip Plant off circuit. And he gets back on. And Bad Luck may be slightly able to reel him in there, but I don't think it's going to happen. So Relic with a face full of Zip Plant, but Relic has peeled off into the pits. Now again, the pits are open lap 5, 6, and 7, which currently this is lap 6, so he is going to get that out of the way now. Let's see where Shaggy is, who's in 5th place. Shaggy's already been in the pits. So as Shaggy comes around in 5th place with Fox chasing behind him, are they going to see these other drivers exiting the pits? So we might have a battle raging here as these two guys come down the straights. And Crispy exiting the pits there. So we see two M-Class drivers exiting the pits with Shaggy in close pursuit. So Relic about a second and a half in front of Shaggy. So Shaggy not able to get as close as he had liked. But meantime, I want to go back to the Pro because I know there was a good battle brewing with Grumpy. Oh, one driver off to the side. So I did see one car off to the side as Jello is dealing with Pro Class drivers trying to get around him. So GT has stretched the lead. He's currently in 3rd over Grumpy. So again, the first two drivers in the class have not pitted, which I expect to see that happen on this lap. So where will they be when GT comes through? That will be what I'm going to be watching for. So GT being a little balked by maybe a slower driver. So GT right behind Shaggy. And Shaggy in a nice car, so not going to be easy to pass. As GT getting it all sideways, coming down through turn 12, got it all sideways, trying to put that move on Shaggy, coming down into turn 13. Is Spoon Curve where it's going to be? He has executed a pass there, but has he held the line? He's totally sideways there, but he's executed well and kept that third place position as he's going to try to stretch that now. So this is where we're going to see some drivers in the pits as GT comes through. I think it's more likely going to be Grumpy who encounters the traffic as they exit the pits. So on with Grumpy here, with Crispy just behind him, followed by AXR Ketchup in that Carlton. So this is where I do believe we're going to see some traffic exiting the pits, and Grumpy and Crispy probably going to have some company here. So there's Ranger coming out of the pits, but he doesn't have the pit stop he was looking for, as he is not as close as he wanted to be. But Ketchup, he has slotted himself in front of Ketchup there, but we have an interesting Bad Luck and Shaggy are just in front of Ketchup or Grumpy. So I'm going on board because this is where there's going to be some good action as a battle rages on behind Grumpy for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. But Grumpy knows that he's got to get by these M-Class drivers, or he's going to get caught by these other pro drivers. So this 300ZX and Grumpy trying to do everything he can to get the power down in a very tricky section here. And look at this, they are definitely catching him. And Grumpy, if he's running cockpit view or hood view, has a difficult time seeing the apex, but at least the rain is stopped. And maybe the spray will start to decrease as they're on lap 8. There's got about a lap and a half to go here. So the battle is here. And there's a bit of contact, so Shaggy in the way of Grumpy. Grumpy wants to get on. Look at this, it's a great drive by Ranger here. Ranger up the inside, gonna change the view here. And then Ranger is making that move on Grumpy, but Grumpy able to hold him off because he's got the straight line speed, but Ranger really suffers in that straight line. And so Ranger is way off circuit as well as Ketchup, and Crispy is going to try to put the power down. Grumpy is going to have to fight all over again, but he's still there holding down that 2nd place position as GT long gone. And now look at this, Grumpy under attack on the outside as they approach turn 15 in the kink. How's this going to work out? And Shaggy just in front there, and Ranger way off. Ketchup now attacking Ranger. Ranger loses the spot to Ketchup. Going into the Casino Triangle, a little bump in there, kind of expected. Last lap coming up. And Crispy getting on the gas there. He has solidified that pass for 2nd place. Can he hold it down? Now Ketchup gonna try to put a move on Grumpy. It's gonna come on the brakes going into turn 1. Ranger's gonna have to hang back and wait for his opportunity. Going into turn 1, it looks like Ketchup's on the inside. Grumpy is getting pushed to the outside. Nothing you can do about it as Ranger does indeed capitalize. And Ketchup runs off into the turn 3, and they're going through the S's now. And it looks like Grumpy has been relegated to the 5th place. He's not going to like that. But we are going to jump on with, let's see who we're on with. Looks like we're on with Ketchup. So now Ketchup has to make short work of Shaggy if he's going to do anything with Crispy, because Crispy's also dealing with his traffic. So last lap, M-Class drivers in the mix here. This is exciting stuff. I don't even know where to call it. Shaggy trying to put a move on Ketchup here, and Ranger doesn't want Shaggy to get interfered with, and Grumpy just trying to get around that M-Class driver. So Crispy wanting to get around that's Relic as soon as he can, but we know Bad Luck is a rocket ship in that M3 on the straight, so this is where Bad Luck is going to just bolt off. But look at, he's getting a lot of oversteer. Watch that M3. It's a 91 M3. Watch it. He's going to have a lot of trouble getting that power down. So this is where we're going to see. This is where we're going to see Ketchup make a pass. Guaranteed. Bad Luck is off circuit again. Oh boy, I tell you what. Looking back, I don't know where to look. We got Ranger now making a move. He's struggling with straight line speed, but has the exit. And Ketchup is surely going to pull a car length, at least on the straight. This is your last lap. Grumpy has no prayer unless these two get tangled up. And Crispy's going to secure that second place. Oh, relic off circuit. Is that going to be a factor? And now Grumpy is in striking distance if Crispy has any issues with Ketchup. And no, Ranger has left his line, outbraked himself. And his Ranger is going to hold off Grumpy, though. And Ketchup is going to keep that third place final podium position secured. And Ranger going to bring home 4th with Grumpy in 5th. Wow. Wow, I don't even know what to say. I got to go find a dark room and get a lie down in there because I'm about to lose my mind. I'm about out of breath here. Wow, that was some racing. I want to, I don't even know, I didn't know where to look. So they are now on the cooldown lap. Get away from this camera view. Wow, that was really exciting. So the track was super slick. It was still slightly raining. No dry line had ever formed. A lot of spray. Really interesting to see how that went. I want to see if I can get a word with GT. Actually, I'm going to get a word with Ranger here. I really want to hear what Ranger has to say. So I've sent out an invite to LMP Ranger. Let's see if we can get him in here. I want to hear what he has to say regarding the his car and how he felt, because he was really in quite a bit of battles all races long, all 3 races. And let's see if we can get him up here and get a little bit of intel on
Hello?
Hey, is this Ranger?
This is not Ranger.
Oh, okay. It looks like I made a mistake. I was trying to get Ranger in here.
Oh, my bad.
My apologies. My apologies. Okay, so I had I hit a little miscue there, and got the wrong driver up into the chat. So let's see if we can get Ranger up here. And there he is. So we have LMP Ranger in the broadcast booth with us. Can you hear us, Ranger? Let's give him a moment to get his mic set up. Okay, I think we got him, Ranger. Can you hear me okay? Okay, there we have him. So, Ranger, we just followed along in all 3 races, which you were in the middle of a lot of the broadcasting with your... You're mixing it up with the other drivers. I really want to hear what you have to say about the performance of your car and what you found was your strong points and your weak points, because you were really mixing it up quite a bit there, especially at the last race there. So can you give us some information on how your race was? Right. Well, we noticed you were getting murdered on the straight. Absolutely. Well, we saw in race 2. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Right. Yeah, no, we saw that, and I think that's really what you have to do in that build. We did see you had a very close battle with GT in race 2 on the last lap, and it was pretty exciting. But it looks like the car wasn't able to get that top speed you needed on that back straight, and he was able to get by you. But nonetheless, great racing today. We really appreciate the entertainment you provided for all the viewers and myself. So, want to wish you luck in the next series. It looks like you came in today at 4th in the points. So we'll see how that goes for you in the final point standing. So I want to say thanks for coming up to the booth. Excellent, excellent. Well, congratulations on the racing today, and we'll look forward to seeing you out on another race day. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. So there you have it, folks. You've heard from Ranger. If he didn't have his audio included, I'll give you a quick little rundown of what he said. Basically, he was an all-wheel drive car. He wanted to credit AXR Eagle Eye for the tune, and basically his plan was to park it in the corners and nail the exit to maximize his speed and to basically plug the hole for the drivers behind him. So he probably did a pretty good job of that, but he was getting murdered on straight line speed. So anyways, he also wanted to say that he thought all 3 races were brilliant. So good to hear. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I don't know the final tally of the points, but we shall see how that goes. And check on the Discord. We want to say thanks to all of our sponsors, and want to say a huge thanks to Rogue Energy, and a massive thanks to the host, the RBHM Club, and what they did with the TTT3. I think it was a huge success. I expect the TTT3 or 4 next year to be even a bigger success. So with that said, I want to just encourage you all to tell your friends to check out the stream. Please share the stream. If you enjoyed the stream and you want to support the stream, you can always hit the link down below. That would be much appreciated. We're always trying to do a better job. Also, keep in mind, if you have anything that you want to see on the stream that you haven't seen, please message me. I'm always watching the chat, or private message me, and that would be great. So with that said, we're going to end it. It has been a fabulous 9-week series in the TTT3 Time Travel Trophy 3. So hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is Speed Curves out. We'll catch you on the next racing series.